So hey, you know that terrible, terrible job I've done a lot of videos about that none of you have watched? Well, I have big news. I might not have to work there much longer. So a while back, I basically told them that I didn't want to work there anymore and that I would continue to work there until they found a replacement. And I was informed that they have. Now, he's not here right now, so I do have to work there for about another month, which is good because that gives me time to set up what really has to be a better job. I mean, dear God, I cannot imagine one worse than what I have right now. Other nice thing about that is it means I get to miss what would have been the worst period in this job, because I have found out that had I stayed, I would have been subject to what was referred to as the summer intensive, which is a 3-week period in summer where we all have to work, or would have to work, because I have to do this, have to work what amounts to a mandatory double shift every day for 3 weeks, which, yeah, already plenty stressful with the job that doesn't have any breaks, and now throw a couple classes in the morning onto that. So lucky me, I don't have to deal with that. I, like I said, have about 4 weeks to set something else up. Now, this is not a new experience to me. I changed jobs, I believe, 4 times in China. And I think this one should be less of a pain in the ass because a lot of the paperwork stuff is done. In China, you had to keep redoing it every year, and here you don't, which is really nice. It is actually weird when I said before that Korea is great for people who are only going to be here for a year. It's actually much easier to stay here long term than it is in China. In China, they make you prove that you want it. So I have that going for me, and hopefully I've actually already talked to someone who's going to set me up with some jobs, some interviews at least. So hopefully that will give me a way out. If I don't find something, in say 2 weeks, you'll probably start to see me panicking a little more. But all that really means is I have to leave, which is fine. Just go back home and find another job somewhere else. Not the first time I've done it. One other thing I wanted to talk about, though, because this has been a hell of a journey this time, because I've actually only been in country about 12 weeks. And last week I was kind of reflecting on this, kind of over the progress I made, because 12 weeks ago almost exactly, I was coming into the country, standing in the airport with a ticket to a bus that had left 8 hours before, freaking out, trying to figure out what I was going to do for the night. All right. 10 weeks ago, I was finally getting into my apartment, sleeping on this bed behind me, completely with nothing on it, freezing, laying on these weird mats that I found because I didn't have a pillow or sheets. 8 weeks ago, I was still having to get up early every morning to go to Starbucks to get internet access because I didn't have any here yet. 6 weeks ago, I was still paying for everything in cash that I was withdrawing from a Chinese bank account because although I had a Korean bank account, I didn't have a card and therefore couldn't actually do anything with the money in it. So when you look at it like that, it does kind of look like I've accomplished a lot, but I'm going to tell you, I don't feel like it. Honestly, every day I feel like I'm stumbling into some new trap. And I never, in the last 3 months, have really felt like I fit in, like I really, integrated. And I don't know, there's a lot of reasons for that. I think the job is part of it. Hopefully, whatever I have next, God, it's got to be a better fit. But honestly, at this point, after all the bullshit, I don't want something that's just better than what I have right now. I want something that's good. I want something to work out for a change. And, I wish I could have more hope for that. But at the moment, it's really up in the air. So if you haven't been following by now, this would be a good time to do it, because I mentioned a long time ago when I first started doing this series that the reason I was doing this is because there was a lot of drama in China that I did not keep track of. And we're about to get into some fresh drama, so I would suggest you start to follow, because now we are going to discover the process for changing jobs within a country, which hopefully is not information you'll ever need to have, but just in case it seems like you do need to know that, You're welcome.